hold the slight fake, I think they're probably going to be the favourites coming into this. uThermal just talking to me and saying he hasn't been playing so much recently, and MarineLorD obviously and Glilbo both will be practicing hard for WCS right now, and yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially because AT Gaming, uThermal hasn't even really been that effective this season. He hasn't really done that well. It's been his teammates who've been doing all the work. So in a match where it's really going to come down to the wire, I'm intrigued to see whether he can really make the difference. We are lagging our asses off, so let's try and hopefully fix this. Alright, so let's introduce our players to the north side of the map to start things off here in our final round of 8 match of the SC2 ITL Season 4. We have our green Terran player from AT Gaming, uThermal. AT Gaming are Season 2 champions of the SC2 Improved Team League. And down to the south side we have a new team in the league this season. In the red, MarineLorD representing Baguette. Of course he is from Millennium, but represents Baguette in the team league. A combination of all of the French teams basically. As we have a barracks coming down from MarineLorD on his opponent's side of the map. So this is going to be a Proxy Reaper to start things off, or I guess Proxy Marauder, but he's not taking a gas yet. Oh, 12 barracks, 13 gas. This could very well be Proxy Marauder then, coming out of MarineLorD to get things started here early in this game. So uThermal, he's gone for gas first into a barracks now, and we'll see how effective he's going to be at holding this off. Again, he hasn't had the best of seasons in the team league. He hasn't really picked up that many victories. He's killed off a couple of good players here and there. I remember he took down Snoot when they played against Liquid, one of the only foreigners to take a map off of Liquid this season. But again, it's not going to be easy. As we see, sorry, Tech Lab starting up here. Preemptively saying a Marine. Preemptively, just one of them things you say when a barracks finishes, right? Tech Lab starting up in this barracks. It is going to be Proxy Marauders here in a few moments' time. And I'm just going to be moving forwards with this very shortly. This SCV does come out. uThermal is scouting for proxies down the natural and over to the left hand side, but will not go in the correct direction to actually spot the Proxy Marauders. Our first one is starting up here. Of course, we'll see Concussive Shells added in here soon enough as well. And that's what MarineLorD is probably going to be starting with this next 50 minerals, and there it is. So Concussive Shells started, and first Marauder will potentially move forwards here soon. He's actually going to hold back and wait for a couple of Marauders, as SCV will help a little bit in terms of just tanking a little bit. He's in fact building a second SCV as well. I don't think he's going to try and get a bunker down or anything, but it'll be interesting to see how this goes as uThermal is sat in a position to intercept a Reaper. A Reaper of his own on the way up. And going into a Hellion as well, so not really units which are ideal at taking down Marauders here, as he's still completely unknown as to what's going on right now. He's about to run into this barracks with this Reaper as it moves across the map, and he's about to move down the ramp with a Marine, which gets caught here, and these first Marine goes down, and well, he's going to send the Reaper across the map, which is quite interesting because it's going to allow him to get some counter damage done here. There's nothing back at home for MarineLorD as this first SCV taking some damage. The Marauders though, they need to be dealt with, and the SCV is coming down to the low ground. Will buy time. First SCV goes down, second one on the way down. And as long as you can stop this bunker going up, that's nice, although it does still give high ground vision. Engineering bay coming down as well for the same purpose. Another Reaper on the way out, and a Widow Mine as well to help defend here. As the first Reaper for uThermal is over here and doing a little bit of damage. But that factory is on the way up, and oh, uThermal not paying attention, gets his Reaper surrounded, and doesn't even pick off another SCV there. 2 workers killed, but that will be it for now. Another Reaper heading across the map, but with the factory finished from MarineLorD, he can go into a Hellion, and from there it's going to be very difficult for him to get much done, as that Widow Mine is... Well, he's actually going to surround the Marauders here, which is quite interesting, as next Reaper comes across the map. Still nothing in production here for MarineLorD back at home, as he once again pulls his SCVs. uThermal paying attention to this. 7 workers lost for him, 14 SCVs to 19 right now, as he will clean this up. And well, I mean, he can still even up this worker count as he continues to pick away at these SCVs on the other side of the map. It's going to become very even here in the end. There's another Reaper's coming across the map too, so he's going to get 5. It's 14 to 15 now. He's even got a Hellion here, in fact. So I mean, this is really nice for him. Another Reaper too. And MarineLorD only has 1 Hellion back at home. He has another Marauder trying to move forwards here. Will catch a Hellion, but won't stop it getting all the way across the map. As uThermal needs to be a little bit cautious here, as that Hellion taking a lot of damage from MarineLorD. He needs to be very careful. Doesn't want to lose that at all. That's the last thing he wants right now. bunker finally cancels on the high ground here. Reaper's going to try and control against this Hellion, but the repair going down. And they'll just continue to pick away at this supply depot now. High action, high pace, quick pace game right now. As the second Hellion joins up on the other side of the map for uThermal, another Reaper here as well, but he's being chased by a couple of Hellions of his opponent. MarineLorD as well, looking to intercept, but the speed of these units for uThermal are going to keep them alive, and you'll actually see that MarineLorD as well. So he's actually going to try and chase this. I mean, I'm not sure if it's smart to chase it with the Hellions, and he pulls one of these Hellions back. It's 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions against a MarineLorD and 2 Hellions now, and it is going to be MarineLorD's Hellions which are healthier. 19 to 18 SCVs. It's genuinely quite an even game at this point. I mean, the worker count is pretty much equal. There's a slight lead in units for uThermal, who is still making another Reaper, another Hellion on the way out, and it's interesting to see how that will go. He's making a starport now as well. I wonder if there's a medevac on the way out. No, it's going to be a tech lab for Banshee, and we already see an engineering bay on the way down here. MarineLorD aware of the fact that Banshee is going to be a potential follow-up from this, and we'll have detection on the way. Of course, Banshee's generally pretty good against, you know, this sort of style, because you can imagine that you know, he's built his barracks on the other side of the map, so his anti-air really is going to be limited until he gets Vikings up. But there's Vikings coming up nice and quickly here. Reactor on that factory as well, pumping out Hellions 2 at a time now. And that engineering bay down. Barracks scouts absolutely everything, sees the cloak, but doesn't see that it's a Viking building for uThermal. He's moving forwards right now. Hellions repaired up, and see if he gets anything done with this. These depots get dropped for a moment or two, and uThermal needs to kind of pull back. It's not the kind of fight he wants to be taking. As ooh, needs to be very careful about that single mine on the low ground. And MarineLorD actually very cutely trying to pick that off here, but not quite hitting the right angle. So that's kind of cute what he's trying to do. He's trying to friendly fire onto the mine, but not quite able to. Barracks lands, blocks the CC, not the end of the world. uThermal going into a Raven now, and with Cloak on the way, he'll want to cancel that again. That's just a fake out to try and trick his opponent a little bit here. 25 to 26 workers then, and again, everything stands pretty even at this point of the game, apart from that command center almost finished here for MarineLorD. So things looking a little bit better for him right now. With the CC finished, he'll be able to build up a couple extra SCVs a little bit earlier. As this barracks sees pretty much everything, and will get picked off here in the long run. But units moving across the map, and no wall on the high ground for uThermal, so you might be about to lose a couple of workers here, because he's not in position at all. He's starting to move a couple of units back, and these Hellions, are they going to run up here? Are they going to try and get in towards this main base? uThermal splitting up his units as best he can on the high ground. And it doesn't look as though MarineLorD is interested in going up here. Okay, now he's going to start moving forwards, and uThermal starts to see this. He needs to try and land his Viking, add in any kind of DPS he can get to just deal with these Hellions. MarineLorD's actually just going to straight up fight this though, and he's actually losing a lot of his Hellions here initially because of it. A nice positioning there from uThermal will help to take down a couple of these Hellions with just one shot, as they ran very low on hit points. And honestly, MarineLorD didn't get as much done as he could have here. If he went towards the mineral lines, he perhaps could have done a lot more. And now he doesn't actually pick off a single worker in the end. And uThermal defends these initial Hellions. His command center now morphing into an orbital. This barrack still needs to be dealt with. Another couple of Hellions running in here, so this is the potential for MarineLorD to get damage done. But again, uThermal looks as though he's just going to turn these around. Them 2 Hellions do just about manage to escape here. Third CC on the way up for MarineLorD, so he's not going to stop in terms of his economy. As finally uThermal starts to build the Banshees, he did let Cloak finish, so he's going to look to utilize that Banshee tech here as best he can, as soon as he can. His barracks is flying away. I guess it will die before long, but we're actually seeing extra production added on from MarineLorD, the extra factories, because there's going to be mech from him here on Varney Research Station. This orbital going to land, and uThermal going to start finally mining from his natural expansion. He trails by 5 workers at this point. Has a couple of tanks up though, and that's, you know, that's actually pretty nice, but doesn't really have air control at this sort of point. I mean, he's sitting at just 1 Viking against the 3 Vikings of his opponent. Both players have a Raven up. This first Banshee is... there it is. Okay, so first Banshee is starting to move across the map. 3 workers killed. There's a Banshee over here as well. Okay, wow, sorry, I'm completely blind, guys. So this Banshee's going to get intercepted, and uThermal is just actually going to cloak it. Whoa, the Raven's out of range, but he's not going to have enough energy to keep it alive for long, so that Banshee gets picked off there, and uThermal picks off 3 workers, which does even things up just a little bit now. As we're going to see another Banshee moving forwards here, but we'll turn away, and again, probably for the best for now. I mean, them Vikings, the Ravens, will pick it off very, very swiftly here, as this mule is quite interesting. It's actually just being used to repair up the barracks so it doesn't die off, so you can keep that alive, because you do need your barracks to add on extra buildings, such as the factories. So nice to not have to rebuild that. And you're just going to sit above this ramp right now, and this barracks just on its way back, or where's it going to sit? It's just going to sit here as a way to kind of spot throughout the game. MarineLorD going to be potentially moving over to that right hand side in a couple of moments and cleaning up that Banshee as this auto turret getting a little bit of work done. Slowly picking away at Hellions. He's going to pick off one Hellion at least. There's Banshee coming in here now. 2 workers killed and going to try and grab a couple more before this before its time is done. Is in range of a turret though, so has to be careful. 5 workers killed and will escape for now. Don't know how close. Well, the Raven's actually nowhere near to being able to help out here. So this was 5 workers killed, another scan wasted, and uThermal stays in this game in terms of the economy. His stim pack on the way, his +1 weapons on the way, his own 3rd CC about to finish up, and while that is later than his opponents here, it's still a nice little, it's still not too bad because he's not that far behind really. He's forcing his opponent to not drop mules, to spend it on scans instead because of the cloak Banshees. And he does actually hold a worker lead right now, so again, things looking kind of alright for uThermal at this point, as it looks as though MarineLorD guesses wrong in terms of trying to shut down this Banshee, and will not be able to catch it there. So one of these Banshees finally does manage to escape. 3rd CC lands for uThermal with a couple of tanks out already. He is positioned to defend this 3rd base as we go into this bio versus mech game. Extra barracks finishing up for uThermal. Of course, we already have them 5 factories down for MarineLorD. His add-ons being set up here and ready to rock and roll. This 3rd CC for MarineLorD landing now as well. So again, after a very scrappy 16 minutes of this game, we're in a position now where both of these players are in a fairly similar spot. You know, neither of them really hold a huge advantage over the other. They're both going for different compositions. Be interesting to see how this plays out. I love the addition of these missile turrets from uThermal. They're going to help not only block Hellbat drops, but actually going to work out great against the incoming Banshee play from MarineLorD. He doesn't really have turrets elsewhere though, so again it's kind of just a kind of one-off thing that he was doing. He lost his Raven as well, going for that harassment in towards the natural previously, so still, I mean, both these guys in pretty good positions right now. MarineLorD in a pretty heavy supply. Well, no, okay, he's not in a heavy supply block. I mean, these depots are about to finish up, so he's pretty much okay. As the sensor tower comes up for him, he's going to be able to start defending at this 3rd base. A couple more turrets being added on, so just making himself super safe, and he's going to be playing this out nice and slowly. So we'll see how uThermal does here. Marauder, Medevac, moving across the map. The best harassment force you could pick is moving out here. There's another couple of units are moving out. Am I missing something like out on the map for uThermal? Because I don't understand where his units are. Does he just not have many units? I mean, it's definitely a possibility. He's got 16 Marines. They're all just kind of scattered around the main base and stuff though, so he's just going to start turning around now. Again, I thought I might be missing a drop because uThermal is currently green, and the right hand side of this map is very green as well, so we missed the Banshee there earlier. So yeah, a couple of Marauders moving over to this side. uThermal holds the tower right now and could try to move in towards this natural, but turrets being set up, Vikings in position. It's going to be very hard to get anything done. Scan does reveal the main army over towards that 3rd base, so you won't be attacking directly into there anytime soon as a scan comes down from MarineLorD. And again, both players just checking out what their opponents have right now, whereabouts they are, what might be happening. Another Banshee being added on here by uThermal alongside a Viking. So intrigued to see, he's actually building up an air army here. Wow, so uThermal's going to just try and surprise his opponent a bit with this air army. Realizing he might be in a little bit of trouble here, trying to fight whatever he can, as he does turn around and pick up that siege tank. Attack coming across the map here though from MarineLorD. And uThermal needs to get into a defensive position here pretty quickly. He's going to probably have to pull his Vikings in, and well, surprise will be gone in a couple of moments as Banshee cloaks up, and this is a little bit problematic, but of course there are these Vikings from uThermal which need to come in soon, otherwise he's going to lose all of his siege tanks. And Raven will come in as well. Some auto is going to be coming down here as uThermal is going to be able to stim and try and fight this. I mean, MarineLorD's fighting into a huge concave of Terran Bio right here, but the other tank's going to just be enough. It's a little bit of a weird position right now because uThermal's a little bit scared to actually attack into this. He's not going to push forwards into it at all, but he's got his own Banshee, and actually this one Banshee is slowly working away as an opponent here. MarineLorD unsieges, he's going to turn away, and uThermal's going to clean up a couple more tanks as the rest of these are going to start running back home. But MarineLorD's in hot pursuit, uThermal's in hot pursuit here. Does he have concussive shells? Yes he does, but he doesn't quite grab the tanks. He turns around, he's going to be able to grab one, and he will be able to slow that down. He's going to be able to grab that, and will he continue the fight here, I guess? Scans, he's going to look at the army, and well, his army is very low on hit points, so he has to kind of retreat here, but he's actually going to lose a lot in this retreat. These Vikings in the sky are not going to help him out too much right now. They can't exactly land against this number of tanks, at least not just yet. In fact, now they will land. But again, they're not going to be super effective, and they're not going to get too much, and they're all landing at slightly different rates here, which isn't helping out either. He is going to pick off a lot of these tanks though, and getting rid of a tank count is huge when playing against mech. He throws away again a lot of his air control, but has the potential to keep moving across the map here maybe, as well. Again, I'm a little bit uncertain about that last engagement from uThermal. It was a little bit sloppy. The tanks were kind of, the Vikings were kind of landing all at different times, and it's less than ideal as this 1-4 just survives against those few units there. uThermal is still rallying across the map. Fourth base for both players being established right now, and these units are just going to all pull back. Scans from both players trying to keep track of where their opponents might be. uThermal is going to actually play a bit defensively here. Again, he doesn't really have the Viking count of his opponent anymore. He's going to come in, the tanks aren't sieging, and MarineLorD's just going to start fighting this straight up. Does uThermal have enough to be able to hold on here? He's kiting backwards and trying to just fight a little bit of the army at a time. He's going to pick off one of these tanks which does siege up. He's going to keep bringing these units forwards as well. The Vikings do fall very quickly. The real firepower is just those couple of Hellions and the couple of tanks which are in the bank. They're going to siege up now though, which makes this a little bit more difficult for uThermal to really engage into. And now, potentially, the option for MarineLorD to move over towards his opponent's fourth base and get some damage in over here is available. He doesn't have a planetary fortress ready over here just yet, so this is a little bit of a shame. If he'd had that up, he would be protected against those Hellions, as right now they are going to try and do a little bit of damage. Vikings going to once again zone out these medevacs in the sky, and that's a bit problematic because of course uThermal doesn't want to be losing those medevacs coming forward here with a few more units. Still not too many tanks sieged up in the back. He's holding on to his fourth base for now, but MarineLorD's focusing on moving into this towards this direction and securing this position so he can pick off that base. As uThermal maybe going to have to think twice about where he sits right now. He's going to try and pick off a Viking there, not quite able to get close enough. This planetary fortress is going to go down though. There's nothing he can really do about that. He's going to spread out though. Is he just going to try and fight into this? It looks as though he will. The Hellions come back into position nice and quickly though. A few managed to get all the way around, but their Marines, so they get blown up very, very quickly here. And MarineLorD just seems to have a little bit too much army. uThermal desperately just stimming in a few units at a time, whatever he can get, but the Vikings have picked off so many medevacs, and uThermal sees the fourth base, and that scan will force him into the GG. Wow, a little bit unfortunate for uThermal. He had an advantage there, honestly. At certain points he had a chance where he could